All right, guys, the NBA is back. The Utah Jazz just beat the Phoenix Suns. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. All right, guys, I know it's only preseason, but I'm excited. The NBA is back. The Phoenix Suns, who are retooled, they brought in Chris Paul, they brought in Jay Crowder, played the Utah Jazz. Now, neither of those players played tonight, so we didn't really get a full flavor of what the Suns are. For Utah, you did not see Mike Conley or Royce O'Neal, but it was still fun. And there are still some things you can get excited about. A lot of it's going to come from backup players. For the Suns, you got to see at least Devin Booker come in, and he showed that he is that elite scorer that he's always been. And he did it again tonight. Devin Booker in his short time. Devin Booker, 5 for 14 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. It's not as good as I thought, but it's still, he's the main option. And he looked really nice. The eye test, he passes it. It'll be nice when he gets Chris Paul on the floor, and that's what it's kind of a bummer. You would have liked to see Chris Paul play with him just to see what you've got. But they're obviously being careful with Chris Paul and what they're doing with their team this year. They are desperate to make the playoffs, and with Chris Paul, they should do that. It'll be nice to just see what Chris Paul does with Devin Booker, because we know he can set him up. He's going to be the best point guard he's ever played with, obviously. And Chris Paul can score the ball as well. So, and also he's going to do things for DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton got a little bit Gobert tonight. 5 for 11 from the field. 0 for 2 from 3. He was a -5 for the game. That's the Gobert effect. But when you're playing with Chris Paul, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that and how he's able to be set up by Chris Paul. So it's a fun Suns team. They still have really nice players. I like Cameron Johnson. It looks like he came out with some sort of turned ankle. Hopefully he's okay. But I like what I see from them. They're going to be a fun team. They should be a top 8 seed. And we should, and maybe more, who knows? But with Chris Paul, they should be really good. For Utah, you have Donovan Mitchell running the show. Rudy Gobert looked as spry as I've seen him in a long time. Very light on his feet. Looked really solid. Rudy Gobert tonight, in a night that just kind of looked ho-hum. All-star level defense. Plus 10 for the game. 8 rebounds. And I'm trying to see the points there. 6 points for Gobert. But he made short work of the Suns when he was on the floor. He is so dominant. And Ayton was chippy with him. Ayton was frustrated because of what Gobert was doing. And he was just fantastic. And then the big story for the Utah Jazz is they got to see their 2 free agent signings. Jordan Clarkson and Derrick Favors looked amazing. Jordan Clarkson is that flamethrower, and he's playing with better bench players now. So you're going to see a 6th man of the year type season from Jordan Clarkson. He's going to look fantastic. Donovan Mitchell looked fantastic. It was a spread floor and he got to the rim. Same thing for Jordan Clarkson. He gets to the rim, and his 3-point shooting was fantastic tonight. Jordan Clarkson was on fire. 5 for 10 from 3. You love to see him take 10 threes because he hit them at a high level last year, and if he can continue to do that this year. And then you add on the fact that you have Derrick Favors, who looked like an absolute beast. Derrick Favors was 4 for 5 from the field, 8 points, and he was just a solid presence. The upgrade from Tony Bradley to Derrick Favors is massive, and you saw that tonight. It was huge. So Derrick Favors, Jordan Clarkson, it's a very, very solid bench combo. First bucket of the game for Derrick Favors is when Joe Ingles comes off the pick and roll, drops it off to Favors, who makes the basket. You're going to see that every game. That is the bread and butter for the Jazz bench. And then you have Jordan Clarkson playing off of that. That's fantastic. The other 2 guys, Udoka Azubuike, looked like a big old force. Problem was, we only saw him in the second half. He looked amazing in that second half, by the way. Like, just size and athleticism. He blocked shots. He caught lobs and dunked them. It looked really good. He looks like a nice pick at 27. I wanted Desmond Bane. Udoka is making me look like a fool a little bit. He looked fantastic. He had a nice little baby hook shot, and when you look at his college tape, he did that all the time. So he has the ability to catch it inside him. If there's nothing there, he can do a little hook shot, and he's a massive guy. He's as big as any other center in the league, so he can do that. And Elijah Hughes, guys, this guy at 39 is a steal because he can score the basketball. I mean, that 3-point shot is legit, and he has an ability to get to the rim. And you saw tonight something that's a little exciting. That guy can get to the rim, and he has more NBA spacing. This looks a little bit like a guy that in college basketball was held a little bit back by bad college spacing, bad college coaching. I don't care who the coach is at Syracuse. It's hard to overcome the bad spacing of college, but all of a sudden, Elijah Hughes coming to the NBA, he does like a little dribble drive game, and he's getting to the rim, and he has a 3-point shot that looks like it's already legit. The Jazz have 2 nice draft picks they got him at 27 and 39. This was a deep draft, and the Jazz did well, it looks like. So really happy to see what we saw from Udoka and Hughes. They both showed what they can do, and they both showed it translates. Now, can they kind of work their way into a bench rotation maybe? We'll see. The other guys, Juwan Morgan was 3 for 4 from 3 in this game, I believe, by the end of the game. 3 for 4 from 3. Juwan Morgan looked legit. Looks like he might have taken a step like the Jazz have been talking about in camp. And then Miye made defensive plays. He is an NBA defender. So if you have Miye and then you have Shaq Harrison who's recovering from a broken hand, they can both come in and play. The Jazz are in good shape. They are in good shape. They are deep, deep, deep. You know, with those players, with Elijah Hughes, Udoka, they are set. And when you have a 72-game season where you're going to have players resting because there's lots of like 4 games in 5 nights, back-to-backs, you're going to need guys like Elijah Hughes and Udoka to play a lot of minutes. And they are going to do that. And they look like they will play just fine. So the Jazz did really well, guys. Guys, that's everything I got to say tonight. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. I will talk to you next time.